I have tried to contact Dr. Horowitz, but my emails and telephone is stopped. This last verse is what it's all about. It has a value of 528 in English gematria, and it was added by King James and Edward de Vere, who was William Shakespeare. It has no concordance numbers. The entire Hebrew alphabet is 4995 gematria Hebrew. Divided by 9 is 555, and that gives you the word Christ. We have 111, which is the year of the Lord, which was altered by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582 on October the 4th, when he added 10 days. This date was sunlight duration for Rome was 666 minutes. Everything is compiled to stop Christ, in particular the Christian world. You can't blame the Muslims because they are actually an invention of Rome. All religions are caused by Rome in the Western world and the Middle East. The home of myself and Michelle is the height of the pyramid in pyramid inches with the rejected capstone in place, which is 5813 kilometres, meaning 5813 pyramid inches high. 1 pyramid inch equals 8 kilometre. The distance around the Earth at this location is 31680 kilometres. So the Earth is laid out on Christ's second coming, identified by the codes of the gematria for Jesus. Where I was born, the distance to the South Pole was the number for comforter. Where my first wife was born, in Lidsdale, 2 Newbeck Street, Lidsdale, that's Eileen Joyce Rosewarne. She fulfills the Hosea prophecy, first 3 verses, and the latitude is Messiah and anointed. Nell Street, Greensboro, the words Nell and Greensboro combined has a gematria of 197, which is also the same as how many times the name Joshua is found in the Old Testament, 197 verses. And Brian Leonard Marshall, from my father, is 197. My mother, the Golightly line, is 115, for a total of 312. Add that to Emmanuel, which is 84, meaning God with us. Matthew 1:23 has a value of 8880. Solar eclipse that occurred 14 days after I was born was 8,888.8 miles. The last solar eclipse is 942, and that's sometimes the word Jesus found in the New Testament. Now I can't cover all of the directions this can go in, so I'll be as brief as possible. But when I was born, the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost of what? Of Jesus, of course, who died on the cross and then resurrected and now has reincarnated. And the ghost is no longer in the blood, it is now worn over the flesh as an immortal garment. Now, the reason I can go into New Guinea and cure AIDS and no one else can do it, because they will kill you. The pharmaceutical giants who control the United Nations will kill you for doing what I do. That's why no one can do it. However, I can do it, as I am Jah. Now on September the 11th, 2009, I will be 31680 days old. It's August the 27th today, 2009. On June the 9th, I was Michael, the Archangel number, 3413 weeks old, and on April the 23rd, 2009, when the swine flu began, this was the date that I married in 1966 to Eileen of Lidsdale, near Lithgow, New South Wales, Australia. The latitude of her parents' home, where she was conceived, is Messiah and Anointed. The distance around the world where I was born, 105 Rothschild Avenue in Rosebery, is also the number for Messiah in kilometres. This ring is what fulfills the Joel prophecy. It'll begin on the 18th of December 2012. Continue for 3 days. The asteroid belt is so thick it will block out the rays of the sun, therefore the moon will not shine and nor will you see the stars. It will put the world into a complete panic as asteroids start to bombard the northern hemisphere. Joel 2:31 and 2:32. We all know about the rings of Saturn, but it was a recent discovery to find the rings of Jupiter. When Jupiter aligned with Venus on June the 17th, 2 BC, if you go back gestation 40 weeks, you get September the 11th. That's why they brought down the Twin Towers on September the 11th. It's all about Jesus and all about Christ. It's all about me today. Here's the astronomers confirming the asteroid belt. You never hear too much about it because, like Einstein, theory of relativity and so forth, it's all a load of rubbish. And if there is any facts that's unveiled by any of these astronomers, it's kept quiet. Now, when Pope Gregory the 13th changed time by adding 10 days to the calendar, making it the Gregorian calendar. This was done on October the 4th, and the sunlight for Rome was 666 minutes. The next day was the 15th. Now, when I was 31.68 years old, New Guinea got its independence, and that is why I went to New Guinea to cure them of their afflictions at the United Nations. Through its pharmaceutical giants and the US Germ Warfare Department have brought all these viruses and diseases to the people, as you are today, being poisoned with cancers and Alzheimer's and arthritis and all sorts of diseases that takes time and a lot of money to make your suffering ease before you actually die. And then the strawman account is taken into consideration. If a man dies at 60 or 70 years of age, the strawman account, which was deposited into the stock market through the Australian embassy in Washington, could have developed into a tidy package of several $100 million or $1 million, or whatever the case may be. But every time someone dies in a war or dies from disease, then the amount of money is paid back to the Australian government or the Canadian government or whoever has a birth certificate. They're actually introducing the birth certificates into the Aboriginal community in Australia now. Otherwise you can't get any welfare or medical assistance. And as soon as you do that, you get a birth certificate and a driver's license or some identity, all in block letters. You become a straw man and lose your sovereignty. And that's what they're doing it for. So they want you to die in wars and in deadly diseases.